Okay, so now that we have established how to calculate the inventory under the four methods under the perpetual system, now we're going to take a look at how to do it if we were to practice the periodic system. And the main difference between the perpetual and the periodic system is the timing in which they actually account for stuff. Perpetual system, they always work on an automatic adjustment. So after every purchase and sale, they're going to account for things. And so you saw it in the methods that we've done. And I highly stress that whenever you're calculating under the perpetual system, you have to break each sale down. And why is that? Because that's the essence of the perpetual. Everything is adjusted as it's happening. So that's why you have to handle every sale as they occur. But with the periodic system, we wait to the end of the period. And so we won't have to separate these sales because in essence, all the sales have occurred already at the end of the period. So we can take the total sales at the end of the period and account for them as well. Now, because of the nature of the mechanics of the formulas, we only have to reintroduce two methods. The other two methods, even if we applied to them the same way as we would perpetual, we're going to get the exact same answers. So what two methods do we not have to worry about? You never have to worry about FIFO, and you never have to worry about specific identification. Why? Because specific identification identifies what's going in and what's going out at what price. And FIFO has a natural order in which either way that you apply the information, whether it's periodic or perpetual, you're still going in a chronological order, so you're going to get the same answer. So what I'm going to do is show you how to calculate under the periodic system for the following two methods. That would be your average cost, and that would be your LIFO. Okay? And so again, we need to figure out how many goods available. That's first. So we find out how many goods available by simply adding up all our units, beginning inventory plus purchase. So what is that? 14, 5 and 1, that's 20. And our purchases, our sold was, what is that? 7 and 6. Add up our sales, 13, right? So obviously we have ending inventory, 7 units, and goods sold, 13 units, right? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we're going to do is we're going to calculate LIFO under the periodic system. And we're going to start off with our cost of goods sold. And instead of breaking those sales down, we're going to summarize the total sales. So how many goods did we sell in total for the period? Because that's the periodic. We sold 13. And so, very easy. The periodic is an easy method. Very easy. We're going to start from bottom up because it's LIFO. And we're going to attack what? The very last purchase. Right? At 5 units. We are now looking for 12 units that we sold. And so we're going to attack the next purchase because it's LIFO, the next last thing, which was 5 units at 4. And that's going to leave us with 7 units left to look for, and we are on the 4th. Now we move up to the purchase, the very first purchase on the 2nd. There are 4 total, so we sold all of those guys. We have 3 units left, and obviously the 3 coming out of beginning inventory. So beginning inventory, 3 units at $2. And so this gives us our total cost of goods sold. So this would be 5, 20, 12, 6. So what is that? That's 32, 32 and 6, 38, and 5, 43. Right? 18, yep, 43. So our total cost of goods sold is 43 under LIFO. And so if we wanted to calculate ending inventory, we would take the top-down approach, right? Because that's where the goods are going to sit at the top. And all we have left are the 7 units in the ending and beginning inventory. All at $2. Piece of cake. So I can see why you guys may favor periodic, but you have to know both. This is the total cost of our ending inventory, $14. Okay. Next, we're going to apply average cost. Okay. So we're going to do the periodic system. We're going to do average cost. And cost of goods sold first, always. We have sold 13 units. And so for the average cost, we have to ask ourselves, how many units did we have available to sell throughout the entire period? How many units we had available to sell throughout the entire period? And we know the answer to be 20. We already calculated that. That's going to be your denominator. Your numerator to calculate the average cost would be the cost of those 20 units. And so right under here, we're going to simply tally up the cost of our 20 units, right, that we had available. So we had some beginning inventory, 10 at 2. We had a purchase of 4 units at 3. We had a purchase of 5 units at 4. And we had a purchase of 1 unit at 5. So that's going to give us 20, 12, another 20, and 5. And so we add that up, that's 40, 52, 57, which we already know, right? So we take the 57, divide it into 20, 57 going into your numerator for your average cost. And I'm going to get my trusty calculator out. And I'm going to say 57 divided into 20 gives me 2.85, $2.85, guys. So my 13 units are sold at an average cost of $2.85. And that's going to tally up my total cost of goods sold. So if I take 13 units and multiply it times $2.85, that will give me $37 and a nickel. $37.05. And that's my average cost under cost of goods sold for periodic. And as you can see, these numbers are much different from what we calculated when we were working with the perpetual. And so next I need to find my ending inventory. And we already know, based on the logic here, we started out with 20 units available throughout the entire period. And at a total cost of $57, that gave us an average cost of each unit for $2.85. However, we sold 13 with an average cost of $2.85. Therefore, we have 7 left. So we automatically know, without any interruption, that these 7 units are going to have an average cost of $2.85. So if I take the 7 units and multiply it times $2.85, I should get $19.95, and that will give me my ending inventory. That will give me my ending inventory. Okay? And so Basically, that's how you calculate under the periodic system the average cost as well as the LIFO method.